Hello, and thank you for joining us for part 2 in hogaNs Healthy Kitchen of our raw food pizza. We've already dehydrated our pizza like in the first episode. This is what it looks like dehydrated. Now what we have to do, now that the mixture is ready for consumption, is put all the different toppings on, slice it up, and then feed it to you. So here we go. Our first topping that we're going to use today will be pesto sauce. We're going to spread it evenly throughout the pizza base. You'll notice that on my base, some small cracks have started to show. Yours might crack, worse or less. It's nothing serious to worry about. The toppings that we put together and the pesto topping here will hold it all together. Make sure you spread whether you're using tomato paste or pesto like me, make sure you spread it evenly over your pizza base. Make sure you get the edges, the corners. It's very important. Also, it's good to wear gloves when you're doing this, due to you're working with oily ingredients. Okay, that's our pesto base. Next we're going to put our variety of peppers that we have here. We have used green peppers, red peppers and yellow bell peppers, all mixed together. That will be the second thing we're going to put on top on our pizza. Again, spread it evenly out for your guests so everybody gets a fair share. One tip in regard to pizzas that I've made mistakes on many times in the past is too many toppings will spoil the pizza. So you want to lessen each topping so that everything gets a fair share on the pizza, that there's not too much on one slice. Okay. Next we're going to put our cheeses. The cheese that we're using today is a mix of mozzarella and cheddar. This, you'll be happy to know, is dairy-free and soy-free. It's far better than using goat's cheese or cow's cheese, cow's dairy. You want to ask your local store, if you cannot find it in your local store, you want to ask your local store manager if he can source some dairy-free and soy-free cheese for you. It's vitally important. It's going to save you a lot of unhealthy choices eating soy and dairy-free cheese. So here we go. You'll be pleased to know, maybe some of the viewers at home have a question. Yes, it stretches like cow's dairy cheese. It melts too. It does everything that a cow's dairy cheese would do, without the health hazards and without the bad things that a cow's dairy does for you. You'll see the pizza starting to take shape now. Even though we have dehydrated this base already, if you would like to melt the cheese that you've put on, I would say stick it in your oven just on maybe 100 to 150 degrees Fahrenheit, but only for maybe 5 minutes maximum, 3 to 5 minutes. Get that cheese melted. That's the objective, putting it in the oven. Get it melted. put on your last bits of toppings, which is going to be our olives and our jalapenos. Feel free to use green onions as well. It's one of my favorite things to do. And then you'll have it'll look almost resemble the exact same as if you had to get takeout pizza. Okay.
Do you mean that we put it in the dehydrator, Sean?
No,
Or
you'll put
in
it
the
in
regular
the oven.
oven?
Yes. This is maybe the first and the only time that I'll tell you to use an oven due to a dehydrator not being able to melt the cheese. So put it in your oven.
What temperature would we put it in?
Like I say, it would be around, I would say, maybe 100, between 100 and 200 degrees Fahrenheit is where you want to go. All your objective here is just to melt the cheese. Put it in, get it to melt, maybe preheat the oven and then put it out. You don't want to destroy all of the things you've worked so hard, the pizza base and the raw ingredients. You're just doing this to melt your cheese. Okay, so here we go with our olives, another one of my favorite ingredients. Today we're only going to do half the pizza in olives. I'm going to spread it out. Some of the guests we're having over this evening don't enjoy olives, and you can always mix and match. Maybe it'll also be a very nice presentation to see a pizza that's half the face is of a certain design and another half is a different design. The biggest thing you're going to have with raw food, if you ever get into this plant-based lifestyle where you're 80% eating plant-based products, vegetables and fruits, and 20% meat. When I say meat, I mean chicken, turkey, fish. Stay clear of beef and lamb. That's my recommendation. Like I say, when you get into this lifestyle, you're going to learn, or you're going to want to be very creative. I'm going to encourage creativity. You're going to find new ways to make pizza bases, new ways to make nut milks. If you feel like adding in a bit of orange or lemon or your favorite thing, throw it into one of your recipes, see how it turns out, and you might have the next best invention for raw food. Lastly is our peppers, our jalapeno peppers. We're going to put this all over. Again, spreading it evenly, making sure we get it all over. And there you have it. This is our raw food pizza. The base that was dehydrated overnight. Ready to put the toppings on. We've put the toppings on. You just have to melt the cheese if you want to. It's not a necessary requirement. Next thing you do is slice it, feed it to your guests, and all go home full and happy. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us again, and have a good evening. Goodbye.